Today on Storyline, we're showing you the first 5 pages of our film, talking about how to set up a character and what's an inciting incident. Roll that clip!
Just don't have the strength today, like so many times before, to see what's going on in here. Don't know what I'm looking for. There's many times I've thought of you. I laughed at what was true, and these things don't give us answers, they only give us clues. How life can take its victims by the hand. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why we should give up our hopes for you? Can you tell me why? Nothing left but fascination, even that is hard to believe. What's thought of as clever conversation now is seen as sympathy. And I think about the things you say. You hide behind closed doors, but I know when you turn your lights off, they're not there anymore. How can you take your victims by the hand? Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why we should give up our hopes for you? Can you tell me why? And once again your guilt has found its way. It sounds like could face this a little easier if you'd only tell me see what's going on. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why we should give up our hopes for you? Can you tell me why?
All right, everybody. Today, we'll be revisiting the facts surrounding Tolkien versus Wagner, now that you've all read the story of Sigurd. Well, so you ripped off who? Only Lawrence. Sorry I was late, I was running off these copies so you didn't have to buy the book.
Professor Merkel, is this you?
So.
Welcome to Storyline, the show that teaches you how to make your own feature-length film by watching 3 aspiring filmmakers learn how not to. I'm your host, Ben Howe, and I am one of those 3 aspiring filmmakers. Today on Storyline, we're starting our screenplay, so I googled how to start one. And this is what Google said. Beginnings, Setting a Story in Motion is a video by the writer of Toy Story 3. You can watch the video here. See, we figured out how to do inserts on YouTube. Anyway, one of the key things in writing the beginning of a story is setting up your character's world and to show them doing the thing that they love the most, their passion. In Toy Story, Woody loves playing with Andy. Now, another important thing to set up is the character's flaw. Flaws are best when they are related to the character's passion. Woody loves being Andy's favorite, and he's unwilling to let any other toy hold that place. In our film, that's established in the very first shot. Though ours isn't nearly as happy as Toy Story, we felt it was important to immediately set up Ellen as a musician. Now, that's about all we can say about that scene at this juncture because of spoilers, but you get the idea. Now, this brings us to our real topic for today, the inciting incident. What is the inciting incident, you ask? I mean, in my head, you asked. In my head. What is the inciting incident? Okay, thank you for asking. The inciting incident, an event that radically upsets the life of the protagonist. So think of Toy Story. Woody is Andy's favorite toy, but is literally knocked from that position as soon as Buzz arrives in his spaceship.
And now it's time for Storyline Quote of the Week. If you feel that your inciting incident, without any prior knowledge of your character's biographies or sociologies, will immediately grip the reader, then use the inciting incident to launch the story. If conversely you feel that you need to provide your readers with exposition about history, character, and setting in order for them to grasp the importance of your inciting incident, then this exposition must start the telling.
2 principles that Robert McKee gives in writing a good inciting incident are: first, placement. Do not waste the audience's time. Bring the inciting incident into the story as soon as possible. 2, effect, to counterbalance that. Now, do not introduce the inciting incident until it will have its full emotional and intellectual effect on the audience. So in the case of Toy Story, it's important to see Woody playing with Andy before Buzz is put in his spot. If this had happened before we met Woody, then we wouldn't know why this was a big deal and wouldn't really care. Now, as I'm sure you guessed, since we're talking about it, our inciting incident is in these first few script pages that we showed you, specifically this spot right here. And speaking of Star Wars...
Ben, you weren't actually...
Shut it!
Okay.
I am always speaking of Star Wars. There's an adequate amount of debate about when Star Wars inciting incident is. It could be when Luke buys the droids. It could be when he sees the hologram. It could even be when R2 runs away, or when we first meet Obi-Wan. We here at Storyline are of the opinion that it is at the moment when Leia puts the plans into R2. Just like in our story, you haven't met the lead character yet, but that's the part that radically upsets Luke's life. As you'll see in a couple weeks, our moment is the same. We're not saying this is how it has to be. Inciting incidents are all over the place. The question you have to ask yourself is, when will it have its full emotional and intellectual effect? Once again, we need to thank those that are awesome and helping us out. Our biggest thank you for this episode goes out to the Blue Moon Tavern in Beaufort, Georgia, who gave us space to film that disastrous performance in the opening sequence. What really makes it special for me is that they stepped up at the last minute. They are a really, really cool, clean, friendly bar that helped us out in a time of desperation. On Wednesday nights they do karaoke, Thursday is trivia, and they have a live DJ or band on Fridays and Saturdays. You can go to their website via the show notes down below the video. Just click on it, send them a note, tell them thank you for helping us out. Our featured artist for this week is Rob Cash. Rob wrote the song Tell Me Why. He's one of those guys that really helped get Storyline started. I was driving in my car listening to an old Six Ways to Sunday album when the idea for our story hit me. We started writing the story with his song in mind before I really had his permission to use it in the film. And then it became a central piece of the project, and I felt like it really had to be his song. I was so excited when Rob said that we could re-record and use his song for free. Now, we'll be hearing more of his music and other artists' music as the movie continues. A like for Storyline is a like for independent artists. And one more shout out for the incomparable Stephanie Lobsher, who is still in Hamlet this weekend with the North Fulton Drama Club. The link for tickets and info is again in the show notes. Support her. Love her. We do. Well, that's all we've got for you today. As this is our first episode, give us some feedback. And be honest, we're still working things out. So we can change. We want this relationship to work. You need to do your part, though. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, @Storyline. Shower us with love and affection, and we'll see you in 2 more weeks.
Shut it!
My rumbly tumbly is rumbling a lot.
I want the string right on Cy Snoodle's lips. I want to be able to see it. I don't need no CGI Cy Snoodles.